guest star is Mrs. Conker, and we are going to be playing Down by the Station.
Down by the station, early in the morning, see the little upper valleys all in a row.
Hi everyone. I hope you enjoyed my special guest star, Miss Comber. She's a teaching friend of mine at Montmorey School, and she plays in the Northern Winds Community Band. I was inspired to do this video because, number one, I'm sending a weekly challenge out to all my beginner band students to send me a video of themselves playing. So if you're a band student, send me a video. I want to hear you. And I was also inspired because last night my son made me read a book about trains, and so I'm going to read it to you. All aboard trains. Today you're going to learn more about trains than you ever knew there was to know. So, first of all, did you know that this is a diesel electric locomotive? I didn't. Turns out I don't know anything about trains, so let's find out. So, freight trains. Freight trains haul just about anything. Lumber, food, even animals, but they never carry passengers. A diesel-electric locomotive pulls a freight train. The locomotive can have one or more power units. This locomotive has 2 power units back to back. I don't really know what it's talking about, but they're there apparently. So there's that. When it is hooked up to a train of freight cars, it will be able to haul many tons of cargo. At this point, my son starts asking me questions, and I just have to say, I don't know. That's a daddy question. All right, so I learned all kinds of things here. So it turns out there are different kinds of freight cars for different kinds of cargo. So gondola cars, which are these apparently, are used for heavy cargo. This one carries a load of steel pipes that will be used to build a new office tower. And so this one here, this refrigerator car keeps fresh fruit cool so it will not spoil on the way to the supermarkets in the city. Refrigerator car. This livestock car carries cows on their way to a dairy farm. The openings in the sides allow fresh air in so the cows can breathe. A boxed car can carry any kind of boxed or packed cargo. This one is being loaded with computers. Hopper cars carry loose cargo such as grain or sand. The cargo is poured into the top of the car and unloaded through a chute at the bottom. These hopper cars are being filled with coal. The coal will be delivered to an electric power plant to be used as fuel. Hopper car. So there's the little things for at the end and the little filler guy up here. Cool. Tank cars transport liquid cargo. This tank car is filled with oil. The workers are transferring the oil to a tank truck for delivery to gas stations in a nearby town. Flat cars have no tops or sides. Their cargo is strapped on with ropes or chains. A piggyback flat car is extra long. It can carry 2 huge truck trailers. Some piggyback flat cars transport heavy shipping containers. The container is filled with a cargo of books bound for a warehouse. A heavy crane lifts the entire container and loads it onto a flat car. The container will be carried by train halfway across the country. When the freight train reaches its destination, another crane will lift the container off the flat car and place it directly onto a flatbed truck for the last stage of the journey. Ooh, auto rack cars. So, the auto rack car is a special flat car used for transporting new automobiles. It can have 2 or 3 levels and carry up to 18 autos. To unload, The racks are adjusted so that the automobiles can be driven from one auto rack car to another. A caboose is the very last car of some freight trains. Now, all of us, I think, knew this, but wait for it. There's more that I had no idea about. So, this is the train crew's home and the conductor's office. From the cupola, that's this thing here. I didn't know about it. From the cupola or roof lookout, the conductor can check for signals from the train, from the crew at the front of the train. Passenger trains. Ooh. So, passenger trains carry people and baggage. Some trains travel only from the suburbs to the city. These are called commuter trains. Other passenger trains travel across the country. These are called inner city trains. Many passenger trains are pulled by electric locomotives. Electric locomotives do not produce their own power. They get it from a power plant miles away. So, passengers sit in cars called coaches. Most short-distance commuter trains have only coach cars. Long-distance inner-city trains offer passengers more services and luxuries. They include dining or snack cars and sleeping cars. This is a double-decker. So, this double-decker coach is an intercity train. It seats up to 170 people. That is almost twice as many as a regular coach can hold. On an intercity train, the coach has big reclining seats, armrests, and plenty of legroom so the passengers will be comfortable during their long journey. Some trains have an observation car. Here, passengers relax and enjoy the view as the train speeds through the countryside. The TGV trains in France have been nicknamed the Oranges because of their bright orange color. These special high-speed passenger trains can travel more than 200 miles per hour. They are some of the fastest trains in the world. The famous high-speed train in Japan is called the Shinkansen. It is nicknamed the bullet train because it appears to move like a speeding bullet when rushing by at speeds of more than 100 miles per hour. A Shinkansen train is almost totally automatic. Though it has an engineer, most of its operations are performed by remote control from a control center far away. Subway trains run on tracks in underground tunnels. Many big cities have subway systems. Sometimes the sidewalk rumbles as a subway train rushes through a tunnel underneath. Without subways, many city streets would be jammed with too many cars and buses. Subway train. Another way to avoid traffic jams on these city streets is to build trains that travel on tracks above the street. These are called elevated trains, but they are usually called ELS for short. The tracks for an EL train are held up by strong concrete beams. A monorail is an elevated train that travels on only one track or rail. The rail runs either above or below the train. Many zoos and amusement parks use monorails to transport people from one area to another. So that's a monorail. And there's an elevated train. So in Vancouver, the SkyTrain is an example of that. All through the day and night, trains crisscross the country carrying people and cargo to their destinations. So, did I make this video because I needed to challenge my band students? Or did I make this video so I can just hit play and not have to read this book again? I wonder.